This is the Valley Today.
New this morning, a plea deal has been reached in a case against a former North Dakota highway patrolman accused of misdemeanor sexual assault. The trial for 40-year-old Travis Scar was supposed to start today. A woman claims Scar touched her inappropriately after she told him no at a party in 2020. He was then fired the next year.
Terms of Scar's agreement are not yet available. Another officer involved in that incident entered a plea agreement for disorderly conduct charge and received a deferred sentence. President Joe Biden is warning Americans that democracy is under attack from former President Donald Trump and his supporters. In a primetime address at Philadelphia's Independence Hall, the president accused MAGA Republicans of being a movement that he says does not recognize free and fair elections.
The speech comes as the president is working to help Democrats hang on to power in Congress. Midterm elections are a little more than 2 months away. In his own speech, House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy said the White House is trying to distract from the problems facing the country, like inflation. It's a record-setting sentence for the January 6th riots. A retired New York City police officer was sentenced yesterday to 10 years in federal prison for attacking a Capitol police officer.
Thomas Webster went after the officer with a flagpole and then tackled him to the ground and then attempted to rip off his gas mask. A jury decided that Webster was lying on the stand when he tried to convince them that he was trying to help that officer that he actually assaulted.
6:02 this morning. Time now for a look at our storm team forecast as Summer Schnellbuck joins us. Good morning.
Good morning. We're finally starting to see a little bit of color in the sky here in Fargo. We've had some cloud cover this morning as some showers and thunder showers are now pushing off to the east. So here's what they look like right now on satellite and radar. We've got a cold front draping across the region, just about to make its way through Fargo. However, that area of rain and thunderstorms is well ahead of it and pretty much now exiting our viewing area. So maybe some of you in Lakes Country in the southern Red River Valley waking up to some raindrops on your car. Check out these wind gusts because you can spot where the front has been by the wind direction. Has been through Grand Forks. You can see that wind has turned northwesterly. Same thing in Thief River Falls, Valley City, Jamestown, and now Oaks. But in areas like Wahpeton, that wind is still out of the southwest, so the front has not yet moved through parts of the southern Red River Valley. Temperatures this morning primarily in the 60s. We're at 63 in Devils Lake and Jamestown, 66 in Gwinner, 63 here in Fargo, 72 in Detroit Lakes, 70 in Fergus Falls, 72 in Wadena as well. That's thanks to the cloud cover, keeping folks in northwestern Minnesota just a little bit warmer at this time. For today in Fargo, well, we're not going to be warmer. We're going to be a little cooler by about 10 to 12 degrees from where we've been the last couple of days. We're only going to be warming into those mid-70s today, and that wind picking up out of the north after that front moves through, and it'll turn a little gusty as well. Those gusts between around 20 and 25 miles per hour for your Friday afternoon. And in Grand Forks, that wind out of the north as well. Temperatures also warming into those mid-70s. And that's what I expect region-wide. Most of us only in the 70s for today. Coming up in a little bit, I'll have a look at your holiday weekend forecast and what you can expect if you have any tailgating plans either in Fargo or in Grand Forks.
A beautiful weekend ahead. Thank you so much.
It is now 6:04. Friends and family gathered to say their goodbyes to a young mother from East Grand Forks who was beaten to death. Funeral services for 31-year-old Carissa Odegaard were held yesterday at Hope Church in Grand Forks. Friends of the family tell us that Odegaard was eulogized as a woman who impacted many lives.
Her aunt described Odegaard as a far above average mother who loved and guided her 5 children. Carissa's ex-husband Anders Odegaard is accused of killing her. He's in jail on $2.5 million bond and is awaiting a mental health evaluation before the case can proceed. Work on a wet corn mill plant near Grand Forks is now on hold while the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment reviews the project. The committee is asking Fufeng USA for more information on its direct plans. Some people are worried that the Chinese food company that's building the plant may be trying to get its hands on technology from the nearby Grand Forks Air Force Base. There's no word on when that review will be completed.
Here is the latest on breaking news we first told you about yesterday morning right here on the Valley Today. 4 people were detained after a high-risk search warrant in South Fargo. Police surrounded an apartment building in the 5200 block of Amber Valley Parkway around 7 yesterday morning. The Red River SWAT team then used a flashbang device to distract people and get officers inside. No other details are being released. It will be the largest nurses' strike in U.S. history. The Minnesota Nurses Association says it intends to walk out for 3 days this month after failed negotiations over safe staffing and safe working conditions. At least 15,000 nurses will hit the picket line September 12th, and it will involve 7 healthcare systems in the Twin Cities and in Duluth.
The union says unless benefits are substantially improved, the continued loss of nurses will leave hospitals vulnerable, and hospitals need to see the situation as the crisis that it is.
Over a decade ago, our issue was safe staffing. 12 years later, it's the same thing. The difference is our healthcare and our profession are in crisis, and we must stand together for each other, our co-workers, and our patients, and take this immediate action.
Hospitals argue that proposals by the union and its nurses are too costly. The nurses are seeking more than 30% pay increases by the end of the 3-year contract. The hospitals are offering around 10 to 12%. AAA is predicting that this afternoon will be the busiest travel time for Labor Day weekend.
About a third of Americans are traveling for the holiday, matching some pre-pandemic levels. The travel app Hopper predicts that close to 13 million Americans will also fly this weekend. And AAA is also jump-starting its Tow2Go program for Labor Day weekend to help keep impaired drivers off the roads. It runs from 6 tonight to 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and it is available in North Dakota.
The number to call is 855-286-9246 or 1-855-2-TOW-TO-GO, whatever's easiest to remember. Tow trucks will transport drivers and their vehicle to a safe location. The service is free, but AAA says it should be a plan of last resort. A Labor Day weekend annual tradition, people from the area gathering for a steam meet at the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion.
Yeah, it is. It's a landmark around here in the Valley. Today's Jillian Trudeau joins us live with more information on what people can expect to see there. Good morning, Jillian.
Good morning, guys. That's right. This is the first day of the Western Minnesota Steam Thresher Reunion, and it is a big one. It's predicted to have more than 80,000 visitors this year. So with me is Eli and Luke Steinberger, who are going to tell me a little bit more about the event and what you guys are doing here.
Okay, good morning. So we are hosting the Rumley Collectors Products Expo here in Rolog, Minnesota. What we have is a very thorough lineup of Rumley products from across the
We are having some technical issues there, getting the signal, but I mean, you can see that big machine behind them there. We're going to check back in with Jillian throughout the morning here so we can get the full effect of what to expect.
Right, it's rolog.com for the event details, and it kicks off today. And if you're new to the area like me, a very interesting thing to check out if you don't have any plans.
Well, speaking of good things to do this weekend, college football season is revving up for fans in the Valley. Both NDSU and UND open their regular seasons tomorrow. The Bison are at home. Tickets are still available for that game against Drake. Buy them online, over the phone, or also at the box office.
If you're planning on tailgating and don't have a reserved spot, that's okay. Parking is $5. Single vehicles have a maximum of 2 spots. A vehicle with a trailer has a maximum of 4 spots. You can start lining up at 5 p.m. tonight along the south side of 17th Avenue North. UND opens the regular season on the road. The Fighting Hawks are at Nebraska tomorrow afternoon.
It is now 6:10 this morning. Apple orchards are starting to open around the region, and if that is your fall tradition, this season should be an okay one. We're checking out the crop coming up on the Valley today.
But up next, we're jumping outside for a live look across our region. Summer Schnellbach will be joining us when we come back for our plan today as well as this weekend. We'll be right back.